When a man is falling for you but trying to hide it, his actions will often reveal the truth before his words ever do. Love, attraction, and deep emotions are hard to conceal completely, no matter how much he tries to keep them under control. While some men openly express their feelings, others may hesitate due to fear of rejection, uncertainty about your feelings, or simply because they're not ready to admit it to themselves yet. However, no matter how much he suppresses his emotions, his body language, subtle actions, and unspoken gestures will eventually give him away. You might find yourself questioning whether he likes you or if you're just imagining things. One moment, he seems fully engaged and attentive, and the next, he withdraws as if he's afraid of getting too close. He listens intently when you talk, remembers small details about you, and always seems to be around when you need help, yet he never directly says how he feels. His behavior might confuse you because it's filled with contradictions. He's protective but distant, supportive but hesitant, affectionate yet guarded. These mixed signals don't mean he isn't interested. They often mean he's struggling with his feelings, unsure of how to proceed. Men who hide their emotions often do so out of self-protection. Maybe he fears ruining a friendship, worries that he's not good enough, or is waiting for the right moment to make his move. However, his true emotions slip through in unexpected ways, through lingering glances, nervous energy when you're around, or a subtle jealousy that appears when other men show interest in you. Even when he tries to act casual, his reactions, expressions, and the way he treats you compared to others will expose his deeper feelings. The signs may not always be obvious, but they are there. Whether it's the way he unconsciously positions himself closer to you, how he steals glances when he thinks you're not looking, or the small yet thoughtful things he does for you without expecting anything in return, his actions will speak louder than his words. Sometimes, the biggest indicator isn't in what he says, but in what he doesn't say, how he hesitates before speaking, how he gets quiet when certain topics arise, or how his friends act differently around you, as if they know something you don't. Understanding these subtle signs can help you determine whether he's truly interested in you. While he may not be ready to confess his feelings outright, his behavior provides clear hints about his emotions. If you recognize these patterns, it can give you insight into his heart and whether he's simply waiting for the right time or struggling with the fear of taking the next step. Love, even when unspoken, has a way of making itself known, and the way he interacts with you will reveal more than he might ever say out loud. 1. He steals glances at you when he thinks you're not looking. When a man is falling for you but trying to hide it, one of the most telling signs is the way he looks at you when he thinks you're not paying attention. His eyes naturally gravitate toward you, drawn by an unspoken connection he's trying to suppress. He may steal glances from across the room, quickly looking away when you catch him. This is because he's afraid that locking eyes with you for too long might reveal his true feelings. His gaze holds a softness, an admiration that he doesn't openly express in words. You might notice that even in a crowded place, he somehow always finds you in the room. It's not a conscious effort on his part. Rather, it's an instinctive pull toward the person he's secretly interested in. His eyes linger just a second longer than they should, but he quickly averts them, pretending to be focused on something else. This behavior isn't just about attraction, it's about emotions he's unsure how to handle. His stolen glances are moments of vulnerability. He wants to look at you, take in your presence, but he doesn't want you to know. He fears that if you realize how often he watches you, his true emotions will be exposed. This constant battle between wanting to admire you and needing to conceal his feelings creates a silent tension. His eyes tell a story his words refuse to say, revealing a depth of affection he's not ready to admit. 2. His texts are inconsistent, but always thoughtful. When a man is falling for you but hiding it, his texting patterns can be confusing, yet revealing. You might notice that he doesn't text you consistently. Sometimes he replies quickly. Other times he takes hours or even days. But when he does respond, his messages are always thoughtful and meaningful. This inconsistency isn't because he doesn't care. Rather, it's because he's trying to manage his emotions and avoid coming across as too eager. He may overthink his responses, debating whether he should text you first or wait for you to reach out. Despite the irregular timing, the content of his messages holds significance. He remembers small details from past conversations, asks about things you mentioned, or shares something he knows will make you smile. His texts aren't just generic responses. They show effort, as if he wants to stay connected without making his feelings too obvious. Sometimes, he may disappear for a while, not because he's uninterested, but because he's struggling with how much he likes you. He doesn't want to appear too available, fearing that his feelings will become too obvious. Yet, when he does text, his words make it clear that you're on his mind. This push and pull dynamic is a reflection of his internal battle. He wants to keep his emotions in check, but his thoughtful messages betray the fact that he cares deeply, even if he's not ready to say it outright. 3. He remembers the little details about you. When a man is falling for you but trying to hide it, one of the biggest giveaways is how well he remembers the little things about you. Even when you mention something casually, he holds on to it, storing it in his mind as if every detail about you matters. It could be something as small as your favorite coffee order, the way you like your fries extra crispy, or the fact that you mentioned loving a particular song weeks ago. Without even realizing it, he pays close attention to the things that make you who you are. You might not even remember telling him certain things, but he does. He brings up old conversations, references your favorite movies, or checks in about something you once mentioned in passing. This isn't something he does for everyone. It's a subconscious way of showing how much he cares. His mind prioritizes you, even when he's pretending his feelings aren't there. It's in these small moments that his true emotions shine through. He won't outright say he likes you, but his ability to recall the tiny details proves you occupy a special place in his thoughts. Even when he's trying to play it cool, his actions reveal the truth. He's invested in you, and every little thing you say matters more to him than he lets on. 4. He gets jealous, but tries to hide it. When a man is falling for you but keeping his feelings a secret, jealousy becomes one of the most obvious yet hidden signs. He may act like it doesn't bother him when you mention another guy, but his subtle reactions tell a different story. His mood might shift slightly, his responses may become shorter, or he might suddenly change the subject to something else. He won't openly express his jealousy because that would mean admitting his true feelings. So instead, he tries to play it off as if he doesn't care. You might notice that he pays extra attention to your interactions with other men, even if he pretends not to. He may observe from a distance, making sure you don't notice him watching. If another guy makes you laugh, he might crack a joke to pull your attention back to him, or suddenly become more engaged in the conversation to redirect the focus. It's not about control or possessiveness. He just doesn't want to see you getting close to someone else when he secretly wishes he could be that person. At times, he might even downplay or dismiss the guys you mention, subtly trying to convince you they aren't a good match. His protective nature kicks in, even if he won't admit why. No matter how much he tries to hide it, his small reactions give him away. Jealousy isn't just a sign of insecurity, it's a sign he cares more than he's willing to admit. 5. He goes out of his way to help you. When a man is falling for you but trying to keep it a secret, one of the clearest signs is how he goes out of his way to help you. No matter how busy he is, he always finds time to assist you, whether it's something big or small. He won't make a big deal out of it. He might even act like it's nothing. But his actions speak louder than his words. If you're struggling with something, he'll step in before you even have to ask. Whether it's helping you carry something heavy, fixing something for you, or offering to drive you somewhere when you need a ride, he's always there. He doesn't just do it for anyone. His effort is a sign that you're special to him. Even if it's inconvenient for him, he won't let you see that, because deep down, he wants to be the one you rely on. He won't openly admit why he's so willing to help, but his actions reveal what he's trying to hide. Helping you is his way of showing care without having to put his feelings into words. It's also a way for him to feel close to you, to be present in your life without making his emotions obvious. Whether he realizes it or not, his consistent effort to be there for you is a clear sign that he feels something deeper than friendship. 6. His body language changes when you're around. When a man is falling for you but trying to keep it hidden, his body language betrays him in ways he may not even realize. The way he reacts physically when you're around is often unconscious, but it speaks volumes about his feelings, his posture, his gestures, and even the way he positions himself in relation to you all change subtly, revealing what he won't say out loud. You might notice that he stands a little taller, fixes his hair, or adjusts his clothes when he sees you. It's a subconscious way of trying to impress you or appear more confident. His feet or body will naturally angle toward you, even in a group setting, as if he's drawn to you without thinking about it. If he's sitting, he might lean in slightly when you talk, showing he's fully engaged in the conversation. Nervousness is another big sign. He might fidget, rub the back of his neck, or play with his hands because your presence makes him both excited and anxious. His eyes might dart between your face and the floor, as if he's trying to maintain control of his emotions. Even his breathing or blinking rate may change slightly. Then there's the unspoken magnetism. He finds excuses to be close, brushes against you casually, or mirrors your movements without realizing it. No matter how much he tries to hide his feelings, his body tells the truth. It's in these unconscious actions that his heart reveals what his words don't. 7. He gets nervous or awkward around you. When a man is falling for you but trying to hide it, his nerves often give him away. No matter how confident or composed he usually is, your presence throws him off balance. He might stumble over his words, fidget with his hands, or avoid eye contact for too long. It's not that he doesn't want to talk to you. He's just overthinking every little thing, afraid that he'll say or do something that reveals his true feelings. His usual smoothness might disappear when you're around. He could drop things, laugh at the wrong moments, or suddenly become extra aware of his actions. If he's normally talkative, he might go quiet, unsure of what to say. On the other hand, if he's shy, he might start rambling just to fill the silence. His nervousness isn't about discomfort. It's because he cares about what you think of him. Physical signs of nervousness also show up. He may rub the back of his neck, play with his sleeves, or shift in his seat, as if he can't quite get comfortable. His hands might shake slightly when passing you something, or he might blush unexpectedly. These reactions aren't things he can control. They're automatic responses to the emotions he's trying to suppress. The more he likes you, the more he struggles to act normal around you. He's caught between wanting to impress you and fearing that you'll see through him. His nerves are proof that you mean more to him than he's willing to admit. 8. He finds excuses to be near you. When a man is falling for you but trying to hide it, he will unconsciously seek out ways to be close to you. Even if he doesn't openly express his feelings, his actions will show that he gravitates toward you whenever possible. He might not even realize he's doing it, but he will always find subtle excuses to be in your space, whether it's sitting next to you in a group, walking beside you instead of others, or casually showing up where he knows you'll be. He might offer to help with small things just to have a reason to be near you. Maybe he suddenly volunteers to assist with a project you're working on, offers to carry something for you, or lingers a little longer than necessary when saying goodbye. Even in social settings, he subtly positions himself within your orbit, ensuring that you're never too far away. If he can't be close physically, he'll find ways to insert himself into your conversations, laughing at your jokes or reacting to what you say, even if he wasn't part of the discussion at first. His desire to be near you isn't random. It's an unconscious pull driven by his feelings. The closer he is to you, the happier and more at ease he feels, even if he's not ready to admit why. Whether he's sitting just a little too close or finding reasons to stand near you, his actions reveal what his words don't. He just wants to be around you. 9. He teases you, but in a caring way. When a man is falling for you but trying to keep it hidden, playful teasing becomes one of his go-to ways to interact with you. He won't be overly harsh or mean. His teasing will always have a light, affectionate tone, showing that he enjoys your company and wants to make you smile. It's his way of creating a connection without making his feelings too obvious. He might poke fun at your habits, mimic something funny you said, or playfully challenge you in a way that sparks a back and forth. His teasing is never meant to embarrass or hurt you. Instead, it's filled with warmth and an underlying care. He pays attention to the little things about you, maybe the way you sip your coffee or how you always take forever to decide on something, and turns them into inside jokes just between the two of you. Beyond just being playful, his teasing is a subtle test to see how you react to him. If you laugh and play along, it reassures him that you're comfortable with him and enjoy the interaction. Sometimes teasing is his way of masking his nervousness around you, keeping things light-hearted to avoid exposing how much he truly cares. At the end of the day, his teasing isn't about making fun of you. It's his way of getting closer, keeping your attention, and sharing a unique kind of intimacy that only the two of you understand. His friends act differently when you're around. When a man is falling for you but trying to hide it, his friends often give away what he's trying to keep secret. Even if he manages to control his words and actions, his friends will notice the way he behaves around you and react accordingly. They might tease him, exchange knowing glances, or suddenly go quiet when you show up, as if they were just talking about you. Some friends may act more obvious, making jokes or nudging him when you're near, trying to get a reaction out of him. Others might become overly polite or try to subtly steer the conversation toward him, hoping you'll notice him more. If they know how much he likes you, they might even find ways to leave you two alone together, making up excuses to step away or encouraging him to walk you to your car or help you with something. On the flip side, some friends might get protective, watching closely to see how you respond to him, as if they're invested in whether or not he has a chance with you. Their behavior changes because they know something you don't, that he likes you more than he's willing to admit. Even if he never says a word about his feelings, the way his friends react in your presence is a strong indicator of what's really going on. They see what he's trying to hide, and whether intentionally or not, they end up revealing the truth for him. 11. He supports your goals and dreams. When a man is falling for you but trying to hide it, one of the biggest signs is his unwavering support for your goals and dreams. Even if he isn't vocal about his feelings, his actions will show that he genuinely cares about your success and happiness. He listens intently when you talk about your ambitions, remembers the details, and encourages you when you doubt yourself. His support isn't just surface level. He truly believes in you and wants to see you thrive. You'll notice that he celebrates your wins, no matter how big or small. Whether it's a promotion, a personal achievement, or even just completing a difficult task, he acknowledges your hard work and makes you feel like your victories matter. When you're struggling, he's the first to offer words of encouragement, reminding you of your strengths and pushing you to keep going. Beyond just words, his actions prove his support. He might send you helpful resources, offer to help in any way he can, or adjust his own schedule to be there when you need him. Even if he's busy, he finds time to check in on your progress, showing that your goals are important to him too. His support isn't just about being nice, it's his way of showing he cares deeply about you. He may not openly confess his feelings, but his consistent encouragement and belief in you reveal just how much you mean to him. 12. He subtly tries to impress you. When a man is falling for you, but trying to keep it hidden, he'll often find subtle ways to impress you without making it too obvious. He won't outright brag, but he'll drop small hints about his achievements, skills, or knowledge in a way that makes you notice him. Whether it's mentioning something cool he recently accomplished, showcasing his talents when you're around, or stepping up in situations where he knows he can shine, his goal is to catch your attention and earn your admiration. You might notice him putting in extra effort with his appearance when he knows he'll see you. He suddenly dresses better, fixes his hair more often, or wears a scent he hopes you'll notice. His body language also shifts. He stands taller, speaks with more confidence, and subtly watches for your reaction when he shares something impressive. Beyond personal achievements, he might go out of his way to be helpful or resourceful in front of you, whether it's solving a problem, showing off his sense of humor, or demonstrating his intelligence in a casual way. He wants to make an impact. He's not doing it for attention from everyone, just from you. Even if he's trying to keep his feelings under wraps, his desire to impress you speaks volumes. He wants you to see him as someone capable, reliable, and special, hoping that you'll take notice even if he never directly says how he feels. 13. He listens to you more than he talks about himself. When a man is falling for you but trying to hide it, one of the clearest signs is how much he listens to you. Instead of dominating the conversation with stories about himself, he focuses on what you have to say. He pays close attention to your words, remembers the little details, and asks thoughtful follow-up questions. His interest isn't just polite, he genuinely wants to understand you, your thoughts, and your feelings. You might notice that he recalls things you mentioned in passing, like your favorite coffee order, a childhood memory, or an important event coming up. He brings up these details later, showing that he wasn't just hearing you. He was truly listening. When you talk, he maintains eye contact, leans in slightly, and gives you his full attention, making you feel heard and valued. Even in group settings, he prioritizes what you say, reacting to your stories and laughing at your jokes more than others. He may even redirect conversations back to you, subtly showing that your words matter to him. While other people might wait for their turn to speak, he listens with genuine curiosity, making you feel like your thoughts and opinions are important. His willingness to listen more than he talks isn't just about being a good conversationalist. It's a sign of his growing feelings. He cares about what's on your mind because, to him, you're more important than simply proving himself or seeking attention. 14. He respects your space, but stays close. When a man is falling for you, but trying to hide it, he strikes a delicate balance between respecting your space and staying close enough to feel connected. He doesn't want to overwhelm you with his presence, but at the same time, he can't help but gravitate toward you. You'll notice that he gives you the freedom to be yourself, while subtly making sure he's around when it matters. He won't push for constant attention, but he finds ways to stay in your orbit. Whether it's choosing a seat near you in a group setting, lingering just a little longer after a conversation, or showing up in places he knows you'll be, his presence feels natural, yet intentional. He never invades your personal space or pressures you, but there's an undeniable sense that he enjoys being near you. At the same time, he respects your boundaries. If you need time alone or seem busy, he won't demand your attention or make you feel guilty. Instead, he waits for the right moments to engage with you, ensuring his presence is comforting rather than overwhelming. His ability to stay close without being intrusive shows that he genuinely values your comfort and independence. Even if he's trying to hide his feelings, his actions speak louder than words. He's always near enough to support you, listen, and be there when you need him, proving that his feelings are real, even if he's not ready to admit them yet. 15. He gets quiet or distant when other guys show interest in you. When a man is falling for you but trying to hide it, his reaction to other guys showing interest in you can be a clear giveaway. Even if he's good at masking his feelings most of the time, the moment he sees someone else trying to get your attention, his behavior shifts. He may become quieter, less engaged, or even distant, as if he's battling emotions he doesn't want to reveal. You might notice him withdrawing slightly from conversations or suddenly becoming less talkative when another guy is around. Instead of his usual playful or supportive self, he seems distracted or lost in thought. It's not that he wants to ignore you, it's that he's struggling to process his emotions without making it obvious. He might not feel entitled to show jealousy openly, especially if he hasn't confessed his feelings, so he chooses to stay silent rather than risk revealing too much. Sometimes, he may even try to act indifferent, pretending he doesn't care when, deep down, it's bothering him. His usual enthusiasm might fade, or he may find excuses to leave the situation altogether. Even if he respects your choices and doesn't want to interfere, The idea of someone else getting close to you stirs emotions he can't fully control. His quiet reaction isn't a lack of interest. It's the opposite. He's trying to keep his emotions in check, but his silence or subtle distance shows that he wishes things were different.